Have you ever heard of a book that no one can read? I mean, a book that the world's absolute best codebreakers, the most brilliant linguists, and the sharpest historians have all tried to crack for more than 100 years, and not a single one of them has ever been able to read a single word. So, let's just start with this. Just look at that cover. It looks ancient, right? It's worn down by time, and it is completely, utterly silent. You have to wonder, what kind of secrets could a book possibly hold that it refuses to give them up even after 600 years of waiting? Okay, so before we can even begin to guess what this thing means, we have to figure out what it is. We really need to get a handle on the basic facts of this incredible mystery. And let's be clear, this isn't some legend or prop from a movie. The Voynich Manuscript is a real, physical thing. It's sitting right now in the Voynich Rare Book and Manuscript Library at Yale University. I mean, you could theoretically go and see it. This is a puzzle made of paper and ink. So what is it exactly? Well, at its most basic level, it's a book. It has about 240 pages, and we think it's from the early 15th century. It's written from left to right, just like English, but it's in a script, an alphabet that has never been seen anywhere else on Earth. And it's packed with hundreds of colorful and, frankly, very, very strange drawings. Just take a look at a typical page. See that? You've got this beautiful, flowing script that looks like it should mean something, right? It looks so elegant. But then it's wrapped around a drawing of a plant that looks like absolutely nothing you've ever seen before. Every single page is just a new piece of the puzzle. But here's where the mystery really gets deep. Because as strange as the pictures are, the biggest puzzle of all isn't the drawings, it's the writing itself. This is where the world's greatest minds have just completely hit a brick wall. And this is the paradox that drives everyone crazy. It's not just random scribbles. The writing, which people have nicknamed Voynichese, has structure. It has rules. You know, certain characters show up all the time, others are rare. Some letters like to appear next to each other, others never do. It behaves like a real, genuine language. We can see the rules, but we have no idea what they mean. And you can see this intentional design just by looking at different pages. So look here on the left. You've got just a few lines of text, really letting the drawing take center stage. But then on the right, you have this dense block of writing, page after page of it. It suggests a purpose, you know? Was one a chapter heading? Were the dense pages the detailed descriptions? The structure is there, but the meaning is just locked away. And this all leads us to the huge questions that have been haunting researchers for a century. Are we looking at a real language that simply died out and was forgotten? Or is it a code, an incredibly complex cipher designed by some medieval genius to hide a secret? Or could it be something weirder, something else entirely? The debate is just as alive today as it was 100 years ago. All right, so if the text is a dead end for now, what about the pictures? Let's peel back the next layer of this mystery. Because this thing isn't just a book of words, it's also a botanical guide to a world that maybe doesn't exist. Let's just compare these two for a second. The plant on the left, you know, you could almost convince yourself it's some kind of weird fern or something. It's odd for sure, but it feels like it could be from our world. But then you look at the one on the right. I mean, what is that? It's a total fantasy. And the whole book is like this. It's a spectrum from vaguely familiar to completely and utterly alien. And this is the really stunning part. Out of the hundreds of incredibly detailed botanical drawings in this book, not one of them has ever been definitively matched to any known plant species on planet Earth. Not a single one. Think about that. You know what? Let's just take a quick tour through this bizarre garden. Just let the strangeness sink in. Look at this one. The structure is so weird, it's like a scaly pineapple or something. What kind of world would grow a plant like this? Or how about this? These flowers, they almost look like little pieces of machinery, like something you'd see in a diagram of an engine, not something growing in a field. The detail is just absolutely mind-boggling. This one here, it looks like it's glowing almost. Connecting these two sun-like blossoms to this intricate root system, the shapes are so elegant, but they are just so alien to everything we know about botany. And finally, look at this. A flower that literally looks like a mouth, surrounded by these spiny leaves that almost look like insects. You just have to ask, what kind of mind dreams up an entire ecosystem of this stuff? Was it a dream, a vision, or Was it a memory of a different place entirely? Okay, so let's take a breath. We have a text nobody can read and drawings of things nobody recognizes. This brings us right to the heart of it, the ultimate question. What are we actually looking at here? Is it a masterpiece of deception, or is it a key to some kind of lost knowledge? The theories really all boil down to these two opposing sides. On the one hand, you have the people who are convinced it's an incredibly clever, elaborate fake. And on the other, you have people who believe it represents something real, something that we've just lost the ability to understand. Now, the arguments for it being a hoax are really strong. I mean, think about it. There is no other document in the world written in Voynichese. The plants don't exist. The code has stumped everyone for over a century. It's totally possible that some brilliant con artist in the 1400s just made the whole thing up to sell to a rich, gullible duke, filling it with beautiful-looking nonsense. But then, the counter-arguments are just as persuasive. Like we said, the script follows the statistical patterns of real languages, something called Zipf's law, which would be incredibly hard to fake back then. The drawings, while weird, have a very consistent style. And honestly, the sheer amount of work involved, 240 pages of this stuff, that seems like an unbelievable effort just for a prank. There's this quote that I think just sums up the whole feeling perfectly. The manuscript doesn't just feel like a puzzle, it feels like it's actively mocking us. It just sits there, this perfect, silent enigma, almost challenging our ability to know anything for sure. And maybe, at the end of the day, the manuscript has become a kind of mirror. We look at this weird, flower-like diagram with what almost look like tiny faces inside, and we just project our own desperate search for patterns, for meaning, for secrets. Maybe the book's true power isn't in what it says, but in what it makes us ask about the universe and our place in it. And so, we are left right back where we started, with a silent book. With every year that passes, and every new attempt at decryption that fails, the mystery somehow just gets deeper. It makes you wonder, after all this time, was it ever even meant to be understood at all?